My flying rocket? When I was little, I always wanted to fly to the stars. In the evenings, as I gazed up at the night sky, I imagined myself sitting in a real rocket, zooming through space, leaving Earth, the moon, and even the sun far behind. But how could I build such a rocket? One day, I decided, enough dreaming, it was time to act. I had an idea, to build my very own flying rocket. I took my old wooden toy box and started gathering the materials I needed. I found some cardboard tubes, a bit of paper, glue, and even some foil that my mom used for baking. The first thing I did was make the rocket's nose. I rolled a sheet of paper into a sharp cone and glued it to the top of the cardboard tube. It looked like a real rocket nose, designed to cut through the air and fly straight to the stars. Next, I thought about the wings. After all, the rocket needed to be stable in flight. I found a piece of cardboard, cut it into 2 wings, and attached them to the sides of the rocket. Now it was starting to look like the real deal, but something was still missing. That's when my loyal friend, Scott the kitten, came over. He was always around when I was making something. Scott began to rummage in the corner of the room, and suddenly I heard him playing with something. I walked over and saw that he had found an old spring that had fallen out of some toy. "Scott, you're a genius!" I exclaimed. "This spring will be our engine." I attached the spring to the bottom of the rocket. Now my rocket was starting to look like a real one, but how would I launch it? And then it hit me. My mom always kept rubber bands in the pantry for sealing jars of jam. I grabbed one and decided to use it as a slingshot. I stretched the rubber band, secured it to the table, fixed the rocket in place, and it was ready. "Scott, get ready," I said, pulling the rocket back. I let go, and the rocket shot up with a whoosh. It soared into the air and gently landed on the shelf where I kept my books about space. I looked at it and felt a true sense of pride. "We did it, Scott," I said happily, looking at the rocket. Even though my rocket didn't make it to the stars, I realized that the most important thing is to believe in your dreams and not be afraid to take action. Now I knew that one day I would definitely go to space. After all, a real adventure only requires a little bit of courage and faith in yourself.